So let's talk about the Equal Rise series. So this is our third book. But
Yes.
is this the final book? 'Cause I think I read somewhere, because you've got some advanced reader copies out, haven't you? So people have been reviewing this, and I think I read somewhere that you've done it again, and you've left this one on a cliffhanger.
Yes, I have, I'm afraid. I, I was saying now that my fourth book, which is the last one in the series, concludes it all and does not leave you on a cliffhanger.
No.
So after this one, that is one more.
Because after the second one, after after the second one, I thought it was only two books, and that one gets left on a cliffhanger. And so I thought, oh, there's three books. And then I saw that this one gets left, oh, honestly. And the way you do it is you hand us a book, which is amazing, and everybody needs to read it, and it needs to be out there. So you hand us a book in one hand, and then in the other hand, you just reach into our chests and just give our heart a mighty squeeze.
Yeah, I don't mean to. It's just the way I think I like to end stuff, isn't it? As such.
Oh, awful. I mean, no, it's brilliant, but for me, it's awful. So yeah, so this is going to be my Christmas read. So tell us all about it. Tell us what all about the Equal Rise and our main characters and the genre, if you
Genre.
can.
Without doing any spoilers. Well, it's unusual for a fantasy series because it's set in like modern day London. It's a dystopian London, as if like the government has been taken over by this virus. So it's if you think Matrix, you know, the agents, you know, in the blackout,
Yes.
that kind of thing. So, and myths are real, so that is my term for magical creatures, be it elves, gargoyles, you know, anything like that. They're called myths. And hybrids, who are a combination of different genetics, are really sought after. They're sort of almost hunted to distinction. So the opening of my first one is basically Ira, who's on the front cover. She's half elf, half human, and she's a doctor, sort of hiding her healing powers. And then it just goes from there. So I like to say that there's a love story subplot in it,
Yeah.
between Cole. So she ends up healing Cole, and they sort of start going on this journey together as such. And I think it's very character focused because it's obviously multi character perspective from both
Yeah.
Ira and got Oren's point of view, which is obviously he's starring in the front of the third one. It, yeah, and I know he's your favourite, isn't he? As such.
Yeah. Just love him.
Yeah.
Yes, I was going to say that because I got sidetracked because he's got wings. But we don't just have. I mean, we do have the love story, and it's unique because it's not a typical like a romanticy kind of love story. It just grows, doesn't it? And it just, I mean, and they're fantastic characters, and I love Cole to pieces as well. But you've also you've not only got that going on, but you've got like a found family, and the bonds aren't a typical romanticy bond, is it? Where it's normally like the souls, the two love souls get together. It's hard to say without spoiling everything.
Yeah. I mean, in the first one, it's about the bonds between Ira and Oren. So they've got a special bond which allows them to share power. I think I can say that without spoiling it too much. So it's how their sort of characters come into play. So because Ira's quite feisty, Oren's like this lost soul that doesn't accept who he is. He's guarded, I think is the word to use for him. So it's how that relationship plays out, and then you add in the humour of Cole, who's a human thrown into this magical world. It's like, how does he react to it?
I know, and he's the one we can all relate to because he's the human. So it's almost like we're seeing it all from his perspective, that we understand it from his perspective.
Yeah.
Or that's how it comes across definitely for me. Do you have? Is there anyone that you've got a favourite, or do you just love them all equally?
Well, in a way, to write about each one, I've got to get into the mindset. My ultimate favourite one out of all the books I've written, it has to be Valco. How his character is developed, I'm afraid. I think I love that he's the outsider. He's this cheeky, mischievous fox. And I think his character really grew in the second one. And then in the third one, when you read it, I had to write a chapter from his point of view, and then it just spiraled from there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I had to introduce that in the third one. So you hear from his perspective, and then Taggers, which again, he's another character who I adore, to be fair.
Yeah, because we start seeing him in the back half of the second one, don't we? And he,
Yeah.
I mean, all the characters are fantastic. And I think I said to you before, it amazes me how that all lives in your head, but I couldn't do that. And I just marvel at authors that can just make these whole worlds, and that's what you've done. You've created these. I mean, the character's fantastic, and everyone needs to go and read this series just for the character building of all these people and myths. But how do you keep track of them all? Do you have it like on a whiteboard, like we see other authors, or in a book, or have you got it all mapped out? Did you know that there was going to be 4 books, and this was this? What's your thought process? How do you do it, or do you just wing it?
Partly sometimes, but I don't write anything down. I don't have a whiteboard. I don't have a notebook. It's just almost all stored up there. And when authors say they let the characters write the books, that's what I do now.
Oh, wow.
So if they sort of want to go off on a direction, I see where that takes me. These 4 books were very mapped out in my head from start to finish. I knew what was going to happen. But like with others that I write now, because I'm constantly writing, it literally, I plan a little bit and then it writes itself almost.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's amazing. So we've got another book coming. Who's going to be on the front cover of the last book, or is that a secret at this moment?
That's a secret that I don't even know myself. I don't know. I really don't know which one it's going to be, because I will admit it probably, in my head, I had it as a trilogy, and then it almost grew too big that it needed to be. I needed the third book to be the bridge, because my plots are complicated. There's quite a lot going. I needed the characters to breathe in this one, because they're all grieving in their own sort of way, and to then sort of throw the rebellion straight into it, I needed more of a sort of a build up, because there's lots of unanswered questions, I think, in the second one that the third one needed to answer.
Oh, okay.
So the fourth book, which is like, it's more of an epic one. I don't know who should be on the fourth one. Maybe I should
put them all on there.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
And you designed these yourself, didn't you? This isn't some outside company or somebody an illustrator. All these covers have come from you.
Yeah, because my day job, I'm a designer, so I had to do the front cover, and this one was particularly hard because Oren, he's like a mixture of this elven angelic beauty, but then he's got the gargoyle features, and it took me a long time to draw that one.
and gargoyle. It's quite a unique mythical creature, isn't it, gargoyle? Because we see the elves and the fairies and in all our books, but we don't see many of the gargoyle. And especially like his type, do we? And the whole turning to stone and the story behind him is what draws you in, because it is just so unique. And I think the whole storyline is just so unique. It needs to be out there. People need to be reading it, because it is, and it's got so excited throwing my pieces around. I don't know what I was going to say then. Yeah, it just needs to get out there because it is so unique for the genre that it's in. And
Yes.
I think that's what draws people in, and that's what people like about it.
Yeah, definitely, hopefully. I mean, you know, I have almost put my heart and soul into this series, and it's lovely to have the readers that I do come back with all these lovely comments. And, you know, the last 2 book tours I've done, everybody liked it. You know, it's lovely.
Yeah. Oh, my earpiece has just come out. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll just take those out then, because that's not having any of that. Sorry. Going well, isn't it? So you've been doing the Comic Cons, haven't you? I think you started them last year, didn't you? And then I think you've got some lined up this year. So if people wanted to come and chat and talk about all these books, where can they see you for the rest of this year?
So this coming weekend, I'm up in Cardiff doing a Showmasters Comic Con, and then at the end of October, I'm going to the World Fantasy Convention, which is in Brighton, which is this sort of massive. I don't know if you've heard of it. Have you, Rachel, or not? No.
No, but it's
So
at the Amex Centre, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. It's like this 4-day event where, you know, you've got publishers from the industry, authors, and I'm talking as part of a panel, and then I'm doing book signings and then reading bits out. So it's quite a big thing to do, which is lovely. So that's where I'm ending my year. I mean, that is, I think, the 6th event I've done. So
Oh, wow.
I've done quite a few this year, which is
And
lovely.
how have you found them? How have you found the Comic Cons? Have you
Oh,
been enjoying them?
I really enjoy them. I think just from the whole experience of the range of people you meet there. I mean, they're mad, you know, but just the impact I've had by people just coming over. And some people don't even read the blurb, they just go, I want to buy it. Other people, you know, read it and then they buy all 2 or 3. You know, it's definitely, it's got a market there. And the Comic Cons, it's just lovely to have that reaction, I think, between people, whereas on social media it's very one direction, isn't it? You don't get that immediate response. So the Comic Cons have been really good to do for it, I think. So, which is
Yeah,
good.
I think they do have their place there, don't they? The authors. I mean, when I've been there, it's just fantastic. There's nothing quite like it, and you end up fangirling when you see your authors,
Yeah.
and then just give them all your books. Yeah, but yeah. So I don't know what I was going to say now, because I just went off on, yeah, Comic Cons are brilliant. So what have you got? So when do you think your next book will be out? Will that be about this time, October time next year? You're going to give yourself a year, because you've got other writing in the pipeline, haven't you?
Yes, so I've excitedly got my short story coming out with Acorn and Ink, which I can say now. So that is really, really exciting. I'm looking forward to that coming out. And then I'm part of an anthology, which will be out in January as well, which is part of the Indiverse Awards.
Oh,
So
okay.
book number 2 is up for an award for the best of sci-fi and dystopian. So I need everyone to start voting for it come November,
Yeah.
which would
So
be
will
good.
you
So
put a
yeah,
link? Will you put a link up for us all, so that we can start
oh,
voting? I
yeah.
mean, to
So
be fair, the first one, the story just bam, isn't it? There's no world build. It's not slow burn. It's not a world build that happens as you go along. It's just immediate. There's fighting, and there's wounded Carl, and then it's just all at once, and you're like, oh my god, what's happening? And that's what I liked about it, is it's you're just straight into it, and you're like, oh my god.
don't even have a chance to breathe. You're like slam right into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
So
think that's
how?
what I wanted to
Sorry.
do. You know, that's what I wanted to do to the reader. Just drop them right into it.
Yeah, you absolutely do that, and that's what works, because it's like, all right, this is happening, and we're just as confused as everybody else, and I like that. I like that we just go along with one of the characters, so whatever's happening. So if Oren doesn't understand how the world is now, and then you've got Ira and Carl explaining it, we're coming from like Oren's point of view. So there's
Yeah.
always somebody. in their little trio that doesn't quite understand what's going on, and then we're just taken along for the ride. So when are you okay when your readers end up messaging you? Because I think I'm guilty of it when I'm reading and then you break my heart or I throw the book. No, what have you done to me? So how do you feel when readers?
I think that is the best bit, because you guys make, from that reaction, you make me want to put the book out there to write. So, you know, I welcome any messages to just go, people go, I'm confused, what's happened here? You know, I love to explain, or, you know, to almost take your heartache with you. So, yeah.
Oh, so that's good. You know, that's good that you know, you welcome that, especially as I didn't really give you a choice and was just like, what are you doing? No, and then you leave us all hanging for a year while we wait for the next book.
Yeah, so no, I mean, I've got a decision to make next year. I'm definitely going to release my 4th one in the series, but I'm starting a new series, so I don't know, I might drop 2 at once next year, depending on, you know, what I feel like doing. And I think that's the privilege us indies get, that we can do that.
Yeah.
You know, I've got no deadline. I can just put as many books out there as I want, so it should be good.
And then do you have a favourite place where you like to write, or sorry, you know, do you know, like a certain location, or just at home, or do you have like certain music that you put on while you're writing, you know, so that you can embody each of the characters, or do they have their own soundtracks?
They should really, shouldn't they? I don't really have a place as such, because my place is mobile, wherever my laptop is. So I can quite easily write with distractions. So sometimes of an evening I'm sat there, the girls are, you know, playing Lego or whatever, and I'm sat there with them writing. A lot of my writing I do on my phone, actually. Because of my dyslexia, I find it easier just to write down on my notes.
Right.
And you know, then it gives me the words and I can sort of check back. So I find I write on the move, so whenever an idea comes to me, I'm just typing it down, as you forget it, don't you?
Yeah.
And because I don't plan ahead, I've got to write the idea there and then. So I'm a bit of a mobile writer, I would say.
Oh, well, it clearly works, doesn't it? Because I mean, the books are fantastic. They really are. I can't express enough how much I love these books, and they just need to be out there, and everybody just needs to be buying them. I need to be talking about this winged gargoyle.
I wish I had 10 of you, like, you know, promoting them.
Well, we just got to get people, but the Comic Cons will help, I'm sure. And you know, we just got to get their story out there, because yeah, I think it's amazing. It's not spicy, and because obviously a lot of romantasy books, and especially some of the ones behind me, are, but that doesn't take anything away from it. And I actually like that it's not, because it opens up for more people to read it.
Yeah,
it gives it a wider platform, I think. And you know, and when you were saying about think of the Matrix, that's exactly, you know, when you're talking about the dark and the evil, that is exactly who came to mind, was Mr. Smith.
Smith.
That's how I visioned them. So I like that. Yeah. But there's all the camaraderie as well between all the characters as well, and that's all in your head. So that's what I think is amazing.
Yes, it's like having a split personality sometimes, you know, with all of the different characters in there. Yeah. And they sort of almost become part of the family. Like, you know, my girls are too young to read the books, but, you know, I openly speak, oh, you know, Ira, Oren, you know, that they've become part of the family.
Yeah. So we've got one more book in this series, and then that will be Equal Rise done. But then you've got a new series in the pipeline, a whole new family. Yes. And then you've got your short stories that are coming out as well. So you've been ever so busy.
Very busy. I mean, this year alone, I think I've written 2 short stories, and I've finished the first drafts of 3 full-length novels. So, I've done. Yeah, I haven't stopped writing, to be fair.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. I
Yeah.
mean, and the books are amazing. So and apart from the Comic Cons that you've been doing, we can get them on Amazon.
Yeah.
And your website, can they be bought from your website?
Not straight from my website yet, because I haven't set that up. I just sort of put my first one on TikTok bookshop, but again, that's another minefield that I'm just starting to explore. So I've dropped the first one on TikTok, which can be bought from there, but I need to get into the whole how you promote it on the TikTok shop.
There's so much to it all, isn't there? It's not, I mean, writing the book is one thing, but then the whole marketing side of it, especially for indie authors, is its own minefield, isn't it? So if people want it at the minute, if they're not near the Comic Cons or the Amex in November, then it's either the TikTok shop for your first one, or Amazon.
Which is the easiest one to go on to.
Yeah.
So
do you have, because I think you had your wish list or your bucket list at the beginning of the year, didn't you? That so how's that going? Because you had several like targets on there.
I met every single one, which it was to be in some independent bookshops. So I'm in 3 independent bookshops down here in Devon. I've gone way over the 500 followers that I wanted to get to, and then I think I wanted to do 4 or 5 Comic Cons, something like that. And like I said, I think I'm 6 or 7 this year. So yeah, I never set goals at the beginning of the year, and I'm glad I did, because I feel like I'm proud I've achieved all of them.
Yeah, so just smashed them all out in the park.
Definitely.
That's amazing. That's just amazing. And then but then you get, when you're at the Comic Cons and I think at other events and like the Love Book Tours and everything, do you find that you've got your own little community with the other authors as well, especially the indie authors?
Definitely. So I've got a tight-knit community down here in Devon, actually. Like, I'm part of a writing club, and then the Comic Cons I've done with my friends that I've made from doing that. And then the wider Comic Cons I'm doing, like on Cardiff, I'm doing with an indie friend of mine that I met at Youk last year. So yeah, I feel like I finally got my little community. And then with the readers, I mean, ones like yourself that have been with me since the beginning, and then the new ones I've received, and just like the enjoyment I get from people who have found my book for the first time. And there's nothing like that as an author, it's so lovely to hear. Which is lovely.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Right, yeah. So was there anything else you wanted to cover on your book, on your family?
A good chat, I think. That's lovely. You are the one that I'm looking forward to the most for reading this, because I know how long you've waited for it.
and I haven't read it, and I've had it in my hands for a couple of weeks, and it's still in pristine condition, because I need to have time, because I think you're going to break my heart even more than you left the second one.
I won't deny.
And what I do usually is, if I'm reading a book and I know that it's all going fine and there's like 100, the typical 180 pages left, and you're thinking, well, this could end now, and it doesn't, and then there's a twist and it all goes to pot, I just stop reading. I just won't finish a book. If I think, no, you're going to kill my character off, or you're going to do something to them, I just stop.
Stop. No.
I
mean, I'm well known for killing characters. I am, and I have a way. But this one is. The other two were very action-packed. This one is a little bit more slower, but then it focuses on the real heart of what's eating at these characters. Why they've made the choice hence why the sacrifice, because they've got to sacrifice it more to almost do this rebellion that they started. So I won't lie, it will be a tearjerker.
I can laugh. It's going to be a tearjerker, and I'm just going to laugh at you now.
Honestly, Rachel, you're really well. I hope you like it anyway. And like I said, out of everyone, I'm so looking forward to you reading it.
Oh, well, I'm sure I will let you know.
Love, definitely do.
How I get on with it. But I just want to give it the time that I know it deserves. Whereas, sometimes pick up and then you can read it quite quickly. But I just know these guys, they need the time.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, well, I think that's about it for now. I'm looking forward. Yeah. So it's the Brighton Amex. I'm sure it's at the Amex is in November. So I'm sure I'll come down and say hello then. Maybe I would have read it by then.
Maybe you would have. And I can sign that copy. Obviously, that one's not.
This one comes everywhere with me. Like that. They're just so pretty. The books are quite stunning, and the photos, they don't do them justice, I think. And you've revamped, I think, the first one, haven't you?
Yes.
What it was, but they really stand out. So they're really stunning. So that's it's just a testament to how your art, and that they're just really good books, and everybody needs to go and read them.
Thank you, Rachel. That's so lovely. Thank you.
You're very welcome. So it's really nice to speak to you, and we'll catch up. I'm sure now we got it working.
Yeah. It works well. Brilliant. Well, I'll catch up with you soon.
Yes, and you've also got a chat next month, haven't you? I think you've got a chat about your other series or your other book.
So I got a chat with Dwayne, from Acorn and Ink, obviously, about my new short story coming through, and I'm sure he'll ask about my new series. So,
so we can all catch you on that.
Yeah, 20th of November, I think that one is as such.
Oh.
So no.
Excellent. So we'll look forward to seeing you again soon.
Fantastic, Rachel. Thank you.
Lovely.
Bye.
You take care. See you later.